Some people aren't fortunate enough to get to live out a real life fairy tale while they're growing up, but I did. When I was young, I wanted to be Sleeping Beauty. I didn't want to be me. Of course not. I didn't want to be Dawn McAmoyle, that girl that just lived on Chamberlain Street, growing up with her two brothers above her grandma's house. I didn't want to be her. I wanted to be anyone but her. So I identified with so many other people. I wanted to be them. I didn't want to be me. And then I got a bright idea of joining the military so I could go be somebody, because, be all you can be. I saw it on the American commercials. I thought it'd be fine in Canada too, right? So I thought, I'll be a naval signalman, and I'll serve my country, and I'll do good, and I'll be a part of something bigger. Didn't work out the way I thought. So I left the military with feelings of abandonment, betrayal, lost and alone. I was marginalized. I no longer knew where I fit into society. I then became a young mother, got married, then divorced. Then I raised two kids on my own, lost. And what happened is I was awake, but I was asleep. I was learning, but I was not progressing. I wasn't moving forward. The information was staying stuck. So until my children were about the same age I was when I was traumatized, I stayed in this Sleeping Beauty state where I was there but not quite there. My moment of awakening came, not by a prince, came by my third husband and a cell phone to the head. But it woke me up. All of a sudden, the world was real again. And I was learning. And I started to move forward. And I was progressing. And I started to ask myself some very important questions involved with my identity. Like what boundaries I wanted to set. And what I was worth. And what my value was. I knew I was no longer an object. And I knew that I had a purpose. And I wanted to be somebody. I didn't want to be the nobody nothing that I felt like when I left the military. But on this quest to being somebody or something through advocating for military sexual trauma or whatever I've done, still felt like nothing or nobody. And I went into the heart of my darkness to find out who I was. And I realized that when I started to see the positive and see the change, then I started to be the change. So once I could see, because I was awake, I could be. So now, by living my life to the fullest, seeing the positive, and I do fall down sometimes, but trying to see the light has allowed me to be fine with becoming nobody, because that nobody is Dawn McAmoyle, and I'm finally fine being me. I don't want to be anyone else. I've always been me, and I always will be. Thank you for listening.